Okay. Okay, we should be good now. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Jeez, took me 5 minutes to see. Landscape, surprise. Well, it's because I was reading the older chat. That's why I was getting caught up on chat. Okay, we should be good now. It says I'm live anyways. Okay, yeah, we're good. Sorry about that. That's weird. I clicked go live on YouTube and it says going live, but then it stayed stuck at that, like spinning wheel, which is very odd. I think that's like the first time that's ever happened. But we're good now. Okay, let me see the chat. Yeah, see, people were chatting about stuff, blah, blah, blah. Craigslist Mayor, hello, children. Yeah, it took... Nobody was saying anything in the landscape stream. People were just chatting it up. I guess people didn't realize that I was having technical difficulties on the OBS side of things. But we're good now. What's up? What's up? I have a random motherboard called the Servo B450. I've never heard of B450. Let's see if we can find this thing. I just want to take a look at it. Servo, okay. Infinity PC. So this is just B450 MF. So it looks like it's probably this one. I mean, it just looks like a budget board. Trying to see if there's anything that... Wait. I mean, I would say for like, what should you try to sell it or put it? Trying to sell an individual motherboard like this, I feel like might be harder than putting it into a full build and selling it off as a whole build. Yeah, because I feel like people who are looking for individual hardware, they might be more picky when it comes to like individual parts than people who are looking for a full pre-built. Pre-built people, I just think people who are buying a pre-built, they kind of just want to buy something that works. And if this works in a build with no problem, that's fine. But yeah, people who are buying individual components, they'll either... I think they would care more. But if you're selling it cheap enough, you might be able to, so... Looks like a cheap... Yeah, I was going to say AliExpress, but the fact that AliExpress options did not come up, it's looking like Infinity PC, Lazada, so it's reminiscent of AliExpress. But... Oh, wait, is it right here? Here's Alibaba. Oh, this is the exact same board, yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can actually find it on AliExpress. What's the brand again? Servo. Cervical neck pillows, exactly. That's what I'm looking for. I can't find the exact brand on here, but that was just saying Alibaba a second ago. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had so many comments regarding the AliExpress motherboards that I've used in videos. And I'm like, bro, when you're building a budget PC and you just want a part that interconnects everything, like, what would make you think that an AliExpress board that's made from that same side of the world that a lot of these other components are made, what would make you think that it's that much lower quality? And I'm not saying like, oh, some of these AliExpress brands, comparing like their higher end motherboards to, you know, whatever brands that people are more familiar with. I'm talking about like, you're looking at $30 to $40 motherboards, and I don't know why people are trying to compare them, saying they're lower quality than a $70, $80 MSI or Gigabyte or something. Like, well, yeah, there's a reason it's lower priced, but a lot of people won't be utilizing all the functions that the more expensive boards have. So, you know, they fit their purpose for their price. Let's see. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I agree. Nothing wrong with the AliExpress board for a cheap build. Honestly, so whenever... I feel like I could probably use an AliExpress board for my main build, you know, like a $1,000+ PC, and it'll still also be fine. I should probably do that one of these days. See if I can go like a couple of years. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, people just have this weird thing about like, you know, Chinese made stuff, and they feel like it's cheap, even though everything is Chinese made these days. Check in, make sure you're doing okay. I am doing okay. I don't think I showed any signs of not doing okay, but thanks for checking in, computer guy. It came bundled free in a Ryzen 7 5700X. Where did you buy it? Figure some people in this day and age would be mad that a cheaper item is cheaper than a more expensive item. I get it to some degree. Like, for some stuff, I wouldn't risk it. Actually, I kind of would just to see, like, a power supply. But I don't know. Is this people trying to feel better about themselves for buying a more expensive product? Like, I feel like people who are, like, cheap, money conscious, on a budget, etc., they encourage each other to use these, you know, lower cost products from AliExpress and, you know, stuff like that. I feel like it's the people who are more elitists or trying to gatekeep the hobby and stuff like that, and they're trying to justify them spending way more on essentially, you know, a motherboard, which at the end of the day, the more money you throw into the motherboard usually doesn't net as much performance gains as, say, the, you know, your graphics card or your CPU, RAM, things like that. So I don't know. It's just really odd. Uncle Rico, what up, Unk? What up, what up, what up? Some cheap boards from the reputable brands are worse than the AliExpress boards. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. How can you say it's really worse? Like, in what? In terms of, like, projected lifespan? I guess feature-wise, I haven't played with every single AliExpress board and every single, you know, mainstream brand board to do the comparison side by side. But from what I've seen, the AliExpress board still has all the same functionality. Like, if you're getting a B450 board, it does have overclocking, even though the heat sinks on the VRMs and stuff like that might not be adequate. But inside the BIOS, when I've seen them, it's checked out. And just using it for, you know, stock settings also checked out. So, yeah. Oh, okay. So you bought it from Facebook Marketplace. So that's how you ended up with that board. Okay, when you said bundle, I was thinking maybe you bought an AliExpress bundle or somewhere else on the internet. But you bought it from somebody else, like just another person in your local area. Okay. Desired spec picked up an MSI Bazooka B550M AM4 motherboard for 25 Canadian, expecting it not to work, but when I booted, how was it advertised? Or where did you buy it? Expecting it not to work. If this was a local pickup, didn't you talk to the person selling it and say, like, was it like untested or something? Or did you buy it online? But when I booted the board up after 20 tries, I was able to access BIOS, and the BIOS reset. The board was worth it. Interesting. The board didn't work for 20 attempts of boot up, but when you finally got into the BIOS and reset it, it all of a sudden worked. That sounds like one of those situations where, like, you know, when it comes to tech support and troubleshooting, nobody on the internet is gonna make a suggestion to keep on trying 20 times. So that's one of the solutions where, like, I kind of talk about, where everyone says PC building and stuff is so easy, except for when there's a beginner, and let's just say they got this motherboard that for some reason just didn't work for whatever reason, and then they go online and everyone tells them, like, do this, do this, do this, do this. I wonder, did you try CMOS, like, reset, or you know, CMOS, and then draining the power, all that? But yeah, very interesting. I like reading about weird troubleshooting successes like this, just because it's not one of the standard common problems. Any versions of that paddle case, I mean, honestly, AliExpress is such a random crapshoot. That paddle case, it's still relatively affordable. It's like 33 bucks on AliExpress right now. It went up in price a little bit. I wonder if I got the introduction price, but no, AliExpress is weird because the case selections go in and out, and then it feels like eventually over time they go up in price. We can take a look at AliExpress later after the Craigslist section, but there's plenty of cases that use that fish tank design. I don't know of plenty that are that cheap though. So I saw a $16 B550. That just seems like way too cheap. Why are people letting go of hardware that is still very relevant for 16 bucks? Like, it's not, I feel like for 16 bucks, it's not even worth the effort to go to meet somebody up and like schedule a time and, you know, do all that stuff. And definitely a B550 board is worth, I feel like even for like 40 bucks, you should be able to, if it's in working condition, B550, 40 bucks, it should go instantly. Motherboards, for like a cheap B550, where is that, like 70-ish bucks or something? So I would buy a B550 used 40 bucks any day of the week. Could you critique my flip? You're trying to, okay, did you set up in the building setup showcase? Okay, let me see. I'll do that, and then we will get into the Craigslist searching. So, okay, extreme zone, your first attempt at a flip. Let's take a look at this. If I can get these to open up in bigger. So what do we got here? So, can I look at this post like full screen? Let me see if I can do that. No, it's not letting me. I guess I can move this out a little bit. Okay. We've got a Ryzen 550-500, Ray Stealth, 1660 Super, ASRock B450, a wireless, wait, I'm assuming, yes, okay, with Wi-Fi, Vulcan T-Force Vulcan Z's, DDR4, how much though? I'm guessing 16 gigabytes just based on the price. 256 boot drive, SSD, 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue storage drive, 600 watt GD, and a Montech Air 100. Okay, that's a strange. Yeah, look, look how empty this rear IO is. That's interesting, but okay, let's look at the build. So we've got the Montech. Why is this so gigantic? We've got the Montech Air 100, which I like this case a lot. So very standard though, pretty like plain box with RGB fans and, you know, front ventilation for airflow. Let's see, so we've got, yeah, pretty standard, and you're trying to flip it for, asking price is $560. Okay, let me do some quick mental math on this. Alright, Ryzen 550-500. How much were those on Ollie? Weren't those like 50 bucks? Oh no, I was thinking of the 3600. 5500 are 60 bucks. Okay, you might not have bought it for 60, but I'm just using it as a reference. 60 plus, let's see, what, 1660 Super, let's just say 90 on that, so we're at 150, plus a motherboard that just works is like 190, plus 16 gigs of RAM, so it's 220, plus the SSD is like another 25 bucks. Let's just say 250. I'm gonna be conservative, or yeah, pretty conservative here. 250 plus this drive is probably worth like 15. 265 plus 35 is 300 plus the case. I mean, how much did this cost you to build? I'm gonna assume anywhere from 350 to 375 based on a quick mental math I did in my head, Extreme Zone. But so for 560, it, and I mean, you're putting Windows in, installing it. I'm assuming you're gonna stress test it, make sure it has no problems. So let's just say 375 plus for labor and installation and stuff, 125. I think 500 would be closer to the high, as high as I would ask. 560 seems a little bit much. At 560, you're putting in your own, you know, labor into it at around 200 bucks if my price estimations were even in the ballpark of correct. And this is one of the things I talked about in the most recent video. Like, for lower cost builds, buying a pre-built from like a company doesn't make sense because cost of labor versus cost of parts is quite a bit. So for a flip like this, it looks like at 560 bucks, you're looking at $200 labor, 360 in parts. Let me see, how much did you spend on it? Did you say? Oh, you spent 440 USD to build it? Okay. So, that is that's actually noticeably more than I thought it would have come in at. Yeah, my estimations were like at 375, and that was being like pretty conservative. So if it's 440 to build, then 560 is pretty reasonable. You're asking for like 120 for your, you know, your part hunting, your assembly, you're setting it up, getting it ready to go. Okay. I don't know if it would move at 560 though. Yeah, so if you sold it for 500, that'd be a $60 profit, which is not too much, especially considering you probably spent at least a few hours in on this. So what do you guys think, chat? For a build with these specs, we're talking Ryzen 5500 1660 Super for 560 bucks. Definitely list it at that. See if you can get it, but I feel like a build like this, I would say at max 500 is what I would. Let me see, 375. Probably closer to like 450. Yeah, top end like 500. I would recommend someone to buy it for fully assembled and built. But yeah, that ASRock motherboard, I estimated that to be about 40 bucks, but you might have paid a little bit more on that. 90 for a 1660 Super, I felt was pretty fair, but you might have also spent more on that as well. Desired Spec says, honestly, that's a bit much for the flip with those specs. I know most builds that are over 500 have at 2060 at least with the 5600X. Yeah, AliExpress is definitely making it easier to flip with higher specs. But this is Extreme Zone's first attempt at a flip. So, I mean, it's definitely, all things considered, based on what, you know, a lot of you have probably seen on these websites, this is definitely on the more tame and fair side. There are people out there trying to sell builds like this for like $700-800 bucks, completely trying to rip people off. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit high asking for 560, but at the end of the day, it's definitely by no means like super, you know, scam rip-off territory, especially for a first attempt. So see what you can get for it. Maybe like 525. Yeah. You got a price hunt to make money on budget systems. You're not going to make a big profit on them right now. Yeah, that's a good point. You got to get parts for below market value, and then when you sell it for the average going price on top of your labor, that's where you're going to make more money, yeah. $499. Pimpin' ain't easy. It ain't. Max 500 says Charles Carroll on the shorts chat. Okay. I sold the Ryzen 2600 and RX 580 for 350. You never know, but that's different. That's a couple of generations back on the CPU and the graphics card. But I think 350 for a 2600 580 system is very fair. It's difficult because as you get lower into the super budget stuff, like $200-300 systems, there are more opportunities to get really good deals because the parts are so old, but they're still very capable. So yeah, I think like 350 is not unreasonable to ask for a Ryzen 2600 RX 580 system. Because you go any cheaper than that, then you're not making that much money on your efforts and labor. So yeah. Joe HN says, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm reconsidering. But I reconsidered. I'm returning the 5700 X3D. Wait. The 5700 X3D, did you buy from AliExpress? That's when we mentioned the other stream, right? I do remember you, but where did you end up getting the 5700 X3D? Oh, you got it from Amazon. Well, yeah. Remember, wasn't the price difference between Amazon on AliExpress like $40? So I would not have recommended the 5700 X3D on Amazon to begin with. But yeah, so you're returning it and getting a 7900 X3D from someone selling it for $300. Okay. Nice. Wait, how are you going to reconsider? So you're going to also upgrade your motherboard? I forgot the motherboard situation, but either way. Okay. What up, Reluctant Hero? Okay, so we are somehow already 30 minutes into the stream, but Extreme Zone, I mean, the build looks, you know, it looks like what most budget builds look like. Just whatever parts in to get the max performance as possible. Good luck on your sale. Let us know what you end up selling it for, because I'd be very curious. If you can get 560 for it, then, you know, that's more profit in your book. I wouldn't consider that a complete scam. I would consider it a little bit of overpaying, but you got to value what your time and effort is worth, right? So, yeah. All right. Craigslist. Time to run some polls. We haven't run a poll in a while. Okay, let's get the poll going in both of them here. Alright. Oh. Start the polls. How many people actively use Craigslist still? I don't. When I started the channel, I actually did a lot of Craigslist. The video series was called Craigslist Ride Along. And I found most of my deals, you know, this was back in 2016. And I used Craigslist for years before my YouTube channel even. But nowadays, I feel like Craigslist has fallen off. It was the GOAT at one point in time. It is the OG. Not as OG as like freaking newspaper, you know, listings. But for online, Craigslist, I feel like is... and it doesn't predate like forums buying and swapping channels. But... for, you know, just local buying and selling used stuff, Craigslist is the OG. So I don't use it nowadays though. I feel like the user interface is just kind of dated, and I do a lot of stuff like searching on my phone app as well. And the Craigslist phone app, while they have made improvements to it over the years, it still kind of sucks. So let's see the results so far. 100% no on the short stream, and then 84% no on the mainstream. So let's see. Over Craigslist, it's just all ads now. It is a lot of ads, though. OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace have ads too. I feel like Craigslist, if anything, Craigslist has a lot of businesses, like local, lawn care businesses, lawyers, whatever the heck. Like, when I went to Craigslist earlier and I searched for PC parts, it defaulted me in the for hire section for some reason. And I was like, what, where am I? So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like because Craigslist doesn't get used, there could be potential for finding gems of deals where some people have an old school mindset of not wanting to use, Facebook because they don't have a Facebook or whatever, and don't want to use OfferUp because on OfferUp you can only post from your phone. You can't post from your PC, which is kind of dumb. So like there might be some people in the mindset of I only want to use Craigslist because I've known it for years, and there could be like potentially stuff that's untapped because flippers or whatever might not be looking at it as often. So I wanted to take a look at Craigslist and see if we can find anything, and maybe even look at some of y'all's Craigslist in your areas to see if we can find anything. But okay, we are in the Seattle Craigslist, but let me read the chat a little bit. Does anyone use Kijiji anymore? I've never used Kijiji because I'm not Canadian, so yeah. I can rarely get a response from a seller. Okay, I will say one thing about OfferUp. OfferUp, I swear, has like a ghosting system in place to try to get you to pay for OfferUp Premium. I message people who have really good reputation that says responds within minutes, and are like active recently, and I get no response. Like, this isn't just from like one person. Like, I'm sending out things to like 4 sellers for different PC hardware at the same time, and that happens. I don't know why. I feel like they're not even getting my message. So, it's not for every listing though, because I still can get responses, and I've still picked up stuff from OfferUp recently, but it's weird. I feel like there's some kind of system in there where you're definitely a lower priority if you don't have a premium account. And I know people, like I've picked up hardware from people who as sellers, they sign up for premium to sell an item and then cancel it just because there's that favoritism. So yeah, I don't know. Facebook just took Craigslist and made it better. I would agree. Facebook, it's weird. I mean, that's what OfferUp kind of is. I wish we had a platform that is addressing all the concerns and complaints that all of us are having right now in the chat, because even with Facebook, I think having to have a Facebook account or sign up for one, a lot of people are kind of against that. I've had Facebook since like 2007 or 8. So, I mean, I don't use Facebook anymore except for Marketplace, and then for some group chats for the people who don't use Discord. So Craigslist is ass. It's hit or miss most of the time. I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see because we're looking at Craigslist right now. I use Kijiji, Canadian Craigslist, LOL, or Facebook Marketplace. I did Facebook for a baby grand piano. Like buying or selling? Yeah. I mean, I feel like OfferUp I would still prefer, even if it's not PC hardware. But okay, let's look for computer related stuff in the Seattle area, which again is a tech hub. Like, there's a lot of tech businesses here. We don't have a micro center, unfortunately. We used to have a Fry's, but I feel like when it comes to the buying and selling in the used market, Seattle is pretty good. There's a lot of people here, and yeah, there's like a big tech scene here. So okay, what are we looking for? Like, what? Just looking at this, I'm already getting like anxiety. Can I look this? Okay, give me 1 second. Internet time machine. Can we look at what Craigslist looked like in? Okay, let's look at Craigslist back in I don't remember when I started using Craigslist. We're not gonna look back at 2001 because I definitely wasn't using it then. I think I used it more in like college. So let's look at like 2008. What did Craigslist look like in a snapshot in time? This is Craigslist on April 12th, 2008. This is Craigslist today. 2008, Seattle Craigslist today. I mean, it looks a tad different, but for the most part, it's the same. So, okay. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for sale. And I'm looking for computer stuff. So that's like electronics, right? Computer parts. All right, we got our own section here. We got computer parts. People are selling $10 keyboards, $60 Apple Thunderbolt monitors, 1 terabyte, 2.5-inch SSDs for $50 a Centon. Craigslist. I will admit, I have gotten a lot of monitors on Craigslist. Give me 1 second. I need to change my window real quick because chat is tiny to me and I need to read your guys' comments and responses. I mean, some people would say, hey, okay. To the one point though, I will give Craigslist credit because you know how every time YouTube changes the, how do I end this poll? Okay, there we go. I'm going to end the polls so that they get moved on in chat. But every time YouTube has made a change, people has complained. From the very, very beginning of YouTube, the UI and stuff like that. And I would say YouTube has changed for the better over time. Obviously, getting rid of the dislike button was like bad. But if you look at YouTube now, it is a million times better than it was back in 2006 or whatever the heck. I feel like people complained every time there's a change to YouTube, even though eventually they get used to it and they're okay with it. It's kind of like Windows too, right? Like people are like, I don't want to go to Windows 10. I want to stay on Windows 7 forever. And then now people are like, I don't want to go to Windows 11. And I love Windows 10. It's like the best thing ever, right? So Craigslist has stuck true to not changing things. Now, I don't know if people have complained about Craigslist a lot over time. I'm for sure complaining about it now. After using things like OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, this UI is just like so old. But all right, let's see what we got before I start looking for specifically like, you know, graphics cards and CPUs and stuff. We've got a bunch of like kind of, I would say, less exciting hardware. Like we've got peripherals, we've got HDMI, KVM, like multi-display switch. We've got MagSafe charger. We've got this tiny, it's a Wi-Fi card for $40. I don't know, man. I feel like you can buy that from AliExpress, the equivalent for like 12 or something. Oh, see, a Logitech C920 for $25. This is something that just doesn't go bad, so I wouldn't be concerned about it not working. UBR HMH. Does caps matter for this? I don't think it does. Okay, so C920. I know there's better. I guess they're out with the C920X now. Here's the original C920. Like, the Logitech C920 is like one of the OG goats of, you know, affordable, good quality webcams. That's what Craigslist is good for finding it. And you could probably talk this down to like 15 or 20 bucks. Let's see. Craigslist does charge to post cars for sale. That's how they make money. I'm okay with that. I think for cars and stuff, so I used to buy, like when I needed to buy a car or like when I bought my like motorcycles and stuff back in the day, there was so many scams for like cars and motorcycles, and I'd never look at boats, but I'm sure they existed there too. So having kind of like some barrier to entry with like, I don't think they charge that much to post cars and stuff, right? It's a very reasonable fee considering you're selling, hopefully, like, assuming you're not selling like a $50 junker car, but you're selling like at least $1,000+ car. I think having a fee to keep it cleaner and keeping the scams and the bots out is kind of reasonable. But yeah, I would not pay a fee to post just like hardware though. You know, something that's like not even $100. It's like $5. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. If it keeps that section clean. I haven't needed to buy a car for over a decade now, so I haven't looked at the car selection on Craigslist. You trust Craigslist for a car though? Yeah, I would. Why wouldn't I trust Craigslist for a car? I would trust it as much as I trust OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. You're going to meet the person who has the title to the car. You're gonna test drive it. Like, I don't know. I would definitely. I bought like cars on Craigslist and motorcycles on Craigslist. Though that was, again, this was like a decade ago. I have not bought a vehicle on Craigslist since, unless it's gotten worse somehow, and I'm not aware of it, then yeah, if I need to buy a new car, a lot of dealerships also post on Craigslist, not saying that I would buy from a dealership, but, like, dealerships, they post a ton on Craigslist. It's kind of annoying. Whenever I buy a car, I like buying it from a private seller because you're not dealing with all the crap that a dealership has you go through. It's much simpler buying it from a private seller. But Craigslist cars, from when I've looked, like just occasionally, it's so many more dealers than private seller listings. Laptop hard drives. Okay, so we're not seeing any good PC hardware. We're seeing a $15 6500T. This is like the lower performance, low power consumption version. Okay, so nothing too exciting yet, but we're just kind of general browsing right now. Yeah, lots of like keyboards, bro. Logitech Key 345. Oh man. Like, you can find a section of the floor that is a little bit nicer, or like a tabletop to take this picture. Like, is that mold or is it just like dirt? But anyways, I'm not trying to be too judgmental, but like, come on, have some standards for your backdrop. It shouldn't be too hard to find a clean backdrop to put this charger on. I don't know enough about cars to make sure it's not a lemon with a test drive. I mean, dealerships can also sell lemons too. Like, I know there's like anti-lemon laws and stuff like that, but buying a used car from a dealership, you know, they're just trying to make it run just enough for them to throw a profit on it. Unless you're buying a new car, which will have the lowest chances of having a problem, you can have the same issues buying a used car from a dealership versus a private seller. But no, you make a good point. Like, if you don't know enough about cars, or to bring someone who knows enough about cars to look at it, then it is definitely more risky to buy used. But yeah, so we're not seeing any like, oh, here's some exciting hardware. $50 for a GTX 1060 in Graham. Oh my gosh, I would not be going to Graham. Just to give you guys an idea, where I live, which is up here close to Everett, go all the way past Seattle and Tacoma to Graham. This would be like probably an hour and a half with traffic, probably like closer to 2-hour drive. But this is not VR ready. This is funny. Used but like new. Used but like new. Delivery negotiable. Anyways, this. Honestly, and this is the 6 GB version too. $50. This isn't too bad. This is, considering the RX 580 8 GB, is like similar. It's better performance wise, but it's in the same like ballpark. For $50, this is actually not bad, and surprising to see, you know, something that's usable compared to something like this. This is where I imagine going on Craigslist, finding a bunch of like straight up old, not junk, but like, you know, not really usable for modern day gaming. This could still be used for modern day gaming. So okay, that one's not that bad. Too far for me though. The lemon law only applies to new vehicles? Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, buying a used car from a dealership, it might work for like a few months or like 1,000 or so miles, but once the problems start hitting and you have to pay for the maintenance, it's no different than buying from a private seller. So yeah, I've never bought, all my cars have been bought used and from private sellers. And I'm saying all my cars as if I've owned like 3 used cars in my entire life. So it's not like a ton of them. And then like 3 different motorcycles, but everything bought used. I still have yet to buy a brand new vehicle from a dealership. Our next car might be though, if we go full electric. Yeah, the next car that my wife and I buy together, it might be, just because used car prices, especially for the newer stuff, like all electric, it's not that much better in the used market. So I'd rather just buy it from the dealership, get that longer warranty and stuff like that. If when the time comes. We're still probably a few years from that. Used Teslas are crazy. Yeah, I'm not buying a Tesla though. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Honda / Toyota once they start making stuff that's like... Toyota made that one all-electric that has like issues. That's not too popular. So I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to wait as long as possible because it is a... You know, a car is like a 20-year investment. I plan on driving the next... If I buy a brand new car for at least 15 to 20 years. So I'm okay with waiting. My car works just fine right now. Retro gaming PC. $300. Whoa, we got a retro $300 gaming PC. Okay. Voodoo 2000 AMD Athlon A100 in Tacoma. What do we got in here? So we've got 3DFX Voodoo graphics card. I've actually never played with one of these. But, okay. Are they just trying to bank off the fact that this is like older hardware? Because no PSU, no hard drive. Tested to post screen and booted to a Windows 98 floppy. I don't follow the retro hardware market that much, so I don't know how much, like... I mean, the AMD Athlon I would not consider really retro. The Voodoo card, sure, but $300? Voodoos are worth some money. $300 money? Because everything else in this system is not worth that, like, anything. But unless the Voodoo card holds that much value for $300, yeah. Toyota, Nissan, Subaru all teamed together for that little electric SUV. It hasn't done well. They all use the same body. Yeah, that's the one that I'm talking about. And that's the one that had, like, what was it? Was it the wheels that were coming off or something like that? So I'm not buying a electric vehicle anytime soon. We've still got a few years. First of all, okay, I just noticed something. Chat is popping off right now, and we got a super chat for $6.53. Oh, it's because it's £5. That's why it came in the US in that amount. But TS says, just watch one of your LAN party setup videos, was cool. Now, new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. So, I am noticing we have more concurrent viewers in the stream right now than we usually do. We're almost at like 200. So, for anybody who's new, welcome to the stream. I forget to do this sometimes just because I assume everybody's a regular. But just due to like YouTube being up and down when you're like doing well, new people find the channel. But yeah, we do this every single week, whether you're in the short stream or the main stream. Yeah, welcome to the stream. We just talk PC tech and stuff like that every single week at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And today I wanted to like take a look through Craigslist because last week I mentioned Craigslist and thought it'd be interesting to take a look. But yeah, honestly, got a RAV4 if you want a good Toyota or Highlander. Yeah, I don't want a hybrid though. And I do want to... I hate going to the gas station, man. I'm just going to say it. Pumping gas, having that feeling of, oh my god, I'm late, I need to go somewhere. Oh, but my gas is empty because I was irresponsible and didn't fill it up the last time I drove. Stuff like that. Like, I understand all electric vehicles, they do have a limited range on them. But, I mean, you got to consider 99% of the time, the trips that my wife and I take around town or to like the adjacent cities, you could do that on a full charge. I would rather wake up every morning knowing my car is topped off just because I plugged it in the night before in my garage than have to deal with getting gas once every week or two. And then we always will keep a gas car on hand for if we want to do a longer road trip, if that makes sense. But that's just my personal preferences. I understand the RAV4 and Highlander and stuff. Those are good cars. I'm just done with gas, like, you know. But regarding the LAN party stuff, since you are mentioning it, TS, the next LAN party video, the LAN already happened, and the next LAN video will be dropping in December. I think around then I will be dropping the 24/7 LAN Party Stories TV live stream, which is going to be when I live stream all the LAN Party Stories playlists just on repeat for people who want to tune in and check it out. So yeah, I'll probably release the LAN Parties TV stream, LAN Party Stories TV stream like a week before the next LAN party video, just to give people something to watch in anticipation. But thanks for the super chat, I appreciate it. All right, LBC's Finest 56, welcome to the Nerd on a Big Budget membership. I appreciate your support, and this is coming from the short stream too. So thanks for the channel membership joiner. I appreciate it. Or no, or is it from the main? I can't tell. It showed up on both. My brother has a Model Y. I mean, it's a nice car, but I don't know. I've driven Toyotas all my life. I know. So we're talking about brand loyalty in the PC space. You know, like it's funny because I don't have brand loyalty when it comes to PC hardware, and I try to make it a point to tell people do not have brand loyalty. But for some reason, I have brand loyalty when it comes to cars, right? I don't know. Can I make that make sense? Is there some excuse I can give why that is more justified than having brand loyalty in PC hardware? But yeah, it's not like Toyota makes bad cars now, you know. I guess they have had some every company probably has hit or misses in models, but yeah. Well, Toyota has yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, I mean, Toyota has released cars that probably weren't as popular, but probably not as frequent or to the degree as like some of the mess ups that like AMD or Intel has had with some of their CPUs. So, yeah. Imagine trying to go to work and forgot to plug it in properly and can't drive. I mean, that's kind of similar to the gas situation, but I agree. Like, once you have an electric car, that's something that you have to like shift your mindset to get used to as well, right? So, I feel like I would be more likely to always plug my car in and have it charged up than I am how frequently I realize I need to get gas before going to something important or am in a time crunch. So, Asgar Khan says, how am I doing? I'm doing good. How are you? Just chilling, looking at Craigslist deals, which we haven't found anything too crazy good. 3070 in Bremerton. Here we go. $300. Okay. This is a little pricey. I feel like on a good deal, you can get these for like $250, $275, a little bit more common, but $300, and I got to go across the water. There's Bremerton, and then here's me up here in Edmonds area. I gotta go across the water. Not worth it for $300, but it is. I'm glad. Like, this was posted 21 hours ago, and it's kind of like still modern hardware. So I'm glad to see that people are still using Craigslist. I would like to pick something up on Craigslist, but I would have to find it first. Crazy man, I'm an Edmonds local. I say Edmonds just because it showed up on the map. I'm actually in Lynnwood, closer to Mukilteo. But yeah, very, very local. Game 6 Clay says, Danny, are you planning to upgrade anytime soon? In terms of upgrading my PC, not really. If anything, I might hop over to AMD. Let's see. Yeah, I might go over to the AM5 platform and use that Jinyu. Do I have that motherboard box? Give me 1 second. I bought this thing because I know it's not going to move in price. Like, it's probably going to stick there for a while. If I can find it. Nope. Let me know how the sound. Did I go robotic at all? Where the heck is that motherboard? It's here somewhere. I need to clean up down here. But how's the audio that entire time? Did I stay in line of sight of the receiver? But yeah, so I bought a B650i, that $100 one on AliExpress. So I'll likely throw, I don't know which processor yet. We got an announcement of what, the 9800 or 9000 series X3D, right? So maybe that, we'll see. But anytime soon, probably not before the end of the year. That might be something in the new year. I mean, my PC with my 12700K still is like working fine. So audio was still good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And if there's a power outage, you can't drive. Well, see, that's why we would still have our gas car. When I say I want to get a full electric car, I'm not saying we're going to get rid of all of our cars and only have the full electric car. we're still gonna keep. We have my wife has a 2014 Honda Civic, which is like gonna run till the end of time. So we'll still have that as a gas car. It's just 99% of the time when there isn't power outages and there isn't craziness going on in the world, and you can charge your car, you would just use the full electric. And then for road trips or emergencies, you have a gas car that, you know, you can do gas car things with. So, yeah. But I understand some people aren't, like, in a relationship or have, like, you know, if you're a single bachelor or just a single person and you're looking to buy a new car, you probably should be considering those types of things. But when you're in, like, you know, a committed relationship or married or whatever, and you have each person has one car, you can start to, you know, branch out and do stuff like that. 27-inch monitor. This isn't too bad. Wait, depending on the specs, 165. Yeah, look at this. $50, 27-inch. It is 1080p though, so 1080p, 27 doesn't look too good, but it's high refresh rate. For $50, maybe you can even talk it down to like $40. I don't need any more monitors. Otherwise, like, I would probably consider picking this up. Like, yeah, Craigslist and monitors. I have a history with picking up monitors on Craigslist just because they're so cheap. Like, why would I spend closer to $100 or like $80-90 and pay tax for something like this when I could probably buy this for $40? That's exactly what my wife and I do. We take turns driving our Tesla. We average like 2K miles a month, and we keep a gas SUV in trucks for backups. Yeah, exactly. For sure. Pixel says, love your videos, brother. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the words of encouragement. I appreciate it. When will do y'all think... Okay, since someone's bringing this up now, do you guys think by the end of the year, we still have, what, 2 months to go? You think they're going to drop 50 series? We're starting to see more and more leaks. I mean, just... It's about time. We are right about at that time for the next CES January. So you think in the new year instead of at the end of this year. But, yeah, 50 series drop. What the thing that I've been noticing is that graphics card launches just have been kind of lackluster in the last couple of generations. So what I get excited about when there's new graphics card launches is the people who are upgrading and selling off their... Like, I'm still going to be excited about, you know, RX 6700 XTs and 3060 Ti's and stuff like that. I'm still going to be excited about the budget segment of the 2-gen old hardware. Probably more so than the newer gen stuff. Unless they start releasing sub $200 graphics cards brand new. Like, when they do that, I think my excitement will go up a bit more. But other than that, like, we've seen that last gen's parts at the same price is still competitive compared to the current gen stuff. Like when the 7800 XT released and the performance of it compared to the 6800 XT, which was basically the same price, it was, you know, single digit performance differences. What is there to really get excited about? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So 50 series drops, unless they're coming out with 50/50 under $200, I don't know how excited I'm going to get about it. If I get a review sample, I'll do a review video, etc. But unless they pull some crazy, you know, other DLSS tech out of their butts, I don't know how excited I would get. So, yeah. My 3090 has been a champ. Got it for free after Ethereum. Those crypto miners. That's why I'm glad I have my RX 6800. Solid. Yeah, that's a solid card. So, yeah, I mean, when I am shopping used hardware, oh, here we go. Z390 for $120? Come on now. Asus Prime board for this. I feel like that's a little bit overpriced. Computer monitors. Yeah, here we go. $10 monitors. These are really old though. Look at some of these. Okay, we're just gonna go straight for the graphics cards. All right, like I need to get a 6600 XT. $389. Okay, in Fife, posted a month ago. So this person's smoking something. I don't know what it is, but it must be something good. Here we go. $1. Look at all these. Where is this? Pierce County. So we're talking about in Puyallup-ish, Spanaway. Okay. Various GPUs for sale. Inno3D 3060 Ti for $225. That's about the going rate. Oh, we got a Zotac one for $215. 6600 XT. Oh, this isn't bad. For $135. 6600 for $120. I mean, clear. What do we expect? This is going on here, right? This is. I would say 99% a mining operation, a crypto miner, or someone who's mining crypto. But yo, these prices are not bad. Yeah, I would totally pick this 6600 XT up for $120. 6 of them available. They're mined on cards, but this is kind of far. Again, here's the geography for the people who aren't in Washington. So this is down in Tacoma. This is Seattle, and I'm up here in the kind of like right in this area. So I don't know if it's worth it. I'm just gonna look for one in my local area. But these prices are, look at this, 5700 XT, 16 of them for $95. Okay, Craigslist. I think this, at least in my area, this makes a point for use Craigslist. You know, just check it out. I would say this is a really good deal. Under $100 for a 5700 XT. These normally go for like, if you're buying on eBay, like 130, 140. That would be, yeah, that's 50% more if you were to buy it on eBay. I would check bad mem brand and make sure it's not the die. Wait, what? It's not the die easy VRAM. Honestly, so I've used you guys use OCCT before? OCCT. So I don't use it in the videos because I found out recently that the owner of OCCT had issues when Linus at some point in time, I don't know what year it was, Linus in one of his videos used OCCT, the free version, and the owner got really mad at it. So you can buy OCCT, but the personal version is actually very cheap. Well, personal is free. You can do this version per month. But for professional use, which would be my use case, they don't even have a price on here. And I don't know if Pro would cover it or if they would get mad at me for making YouTube videos using it. But if I'm using it personally and not in a video, OCCT, I used it to check a bad graphics card once. It like instantly read errors on the memory side of it. So I would test it against something like OCCT if I were to buy one of these graphics cards. I really want to buy this, but it's just not worth the time and gas to go down this far for me. Round trip, this is like 2.5 hours, if not more. That to save what, like 20 or 30 bucks? I would rather find something more local, but dang, this is good. If you guys are watching and you're in Tacoma area and need a graphics card, I would check this out, test it. You know, they are mined on cards. But yeah. Is there anyone on this planet that Linus hasn't upset at this point? Yeah, but this is different because this was the creator of OCCT and the community kind of rallied behind them, which kind of makes sense. Okay, here. Linus makes enough money where he could probably buy the enterprise or professional version to test, to show in videos, and it wouldn't even make a difference. I do not bring in enough money. For given how much I used and show this kind of stuff in videos, it would not make sense for me to buy if this was more than like $100, just to be honest. Like, look through my whole video catalog. How many times do I show stress testing where I would want to use OCCT, especially for how long the segment is in the video? When I helped out Logan, I did show OCCT in the video, but that was before I found out that, you know, the owner of OCCT had problems with Linus using it and showing it in YouTube videos, the free version. So I'm not going to do that anymore. But like in that video, it was like a 30-minute video. I showed OCCT for probably less than like a minute total. So like I'll use this personally still, but for the whole YouTube side of things, they say get a quote. I'm assuming they would charge much more, but maybe I should reach out to them. We'll see. I would love to use OCCT in the videos, but it has to I think people look at my channel because I have, you know, over 100,000 subscribers. They assume it makes a lot of money. It actually doesn't make that much money. Like, I probably make the least amount of money per subscribers compared to some of my colleagues. Just because, like, I don't run sponsors on every single video. And, yeah, like, a lot of my videos don't do amazingly well. So I don't bring in a lot of money. But yeah, that's just on that I wanted to talk about. But yeah. He could sell one screwdriver and pay for it? No. I would assume if they were to charge Linus, or they would just give it to Linus for free for the free publicity. But for a company Linus' size, you're probably talking about thousands of dollars, if I had to guess. These softwares, when you pay for them, for like a big business that's raking in hundreds of thousands, in revenue, yeah, you're not getting away with paying like $50 for it. I want to build a new PC. You recommend AM5? Yeah, AM5 is good if you have enough money to pay for it. If you don't have that much money, go AM4. N2 Tech? Wait. Wait, N2 Tech. What do you mean by $3,200 a month? Are you talking about OCCT or something else? Because you were talking about the eGPU thing earlier. Sorry. I'm trying to get caught up with chat. Is a Ryzen 5 2600 a good budget CPU? I would still use a Ryzen 5 2600 if I could find it for like 20 or 30 bucks. Yeah, that's about... Because a 3600 goes for like 50 on AliExpress. So yeah, if I can get a 2600 for like 25 bucks, I would totally use it in a budget build. 1500 enough? Yeah, you can go AM5 easily with $1,500. Very easily. If you go on PC Part Picker, actually, let's see. I don't want to get too far off task. But yeah, if you want to look at build guides, just, especially you can look at the comments and votes and stuff like that. There's definitely stuff in here that's like in the $1,500-ish price range. This one's $1,300. So like with the build like this, what you do is, if it's not at your budget, right? This one comes in at how much? Is it $1,400? $1,312? And you say you could potentially spend $200 more dollars? Just up the GPU or up your, wow, this one has 32 gigs, 2 terabyte SSD, a 4070 Super, and a 7600X. Yeah, you could go up to a Super TI or like what is it? If you had $200 more dollars, yeah, you can go 7900 XT. Just use a build template that exists or a build guide, and then do modifications to bring your budget up. And it's usually going to be like graphics card storage or maybe upping the CPU. I guess this, you could up the cooler. They're using a $36 cooler, which this one would work fine. The 7600X doesn't run that hot, but yeah. Check out PC Part Picker guides. A lot of people on here know what they're doing. So, and if they didn't, people likely would leave comments. Yeah, like this person right here. Like, look at all the comments on this one. Just read through the comments. If people make different suggestions, that's the way to go. Tip from Extreme Zone: when using PC Part Picker, don't always go with their pricing. Yeah, you could use Amazon warehouse used prices and save a little bit more money. That is true. I might have to pick up one of those cards. I'll be in Monroe during Halloween, says Eric Letran. I just said Letran. I'm sorry, my cousin's last name is Letran, which is Asian, but yours might be Letran, not Letran. But dude, so if you're gonna be in Monroe, or wait, are you? I'm assuming you're not in the area. Monroe is up here where I am. It's even further, right? So like I'm in this area. Remember in one of my recent videos, I talked about going to Monroe being already like a 20-something minute drive. So Monroe's over here. You would have to go all the way down here, which from Monroe to here, round trip. Yeah, we're talking probably like 3 hours round trip, 1.5 hours each way. If with traffic, it might be a little bit worse, but yeah. But yeah, these are crazy. This is good prices. Anything else though? Just these two is the only thing that comes up. Like, what if I just wanted a 3060? If I just wanted a 3060. Thanks, bro, by the way, for sure, Diego. No worries. All right, let's look at RTX 30 series cards on Craigslist. 350, 300. What is this? Is this a minor? 3090 for 750. 3080 Ti, okay, 420, 3060 Ti for 250, 3070 for 275. This is reasonable. 3080 10 gigabyte for 350, Alienware version. So that sounds about right. Kind of crazy how 3080s are starting to get so cheap. And these are they do have some Founders Edition ones, which could be a little bit more valuable. 275 for a 3060 Ti is too much. 3060 Ti for 350, way too much. Okay. What do we got here? Gnomed with the 50. Gnomed. Gnomed, it's been a while. How have you been? I don't know if you're here like lurking week to week or if it's like, you know, oh man, my hand. It's got a mark from using the mouse too hard. But yeah, how you been, Gnomed? How you been? It has been a while. I'm not talking about it's been a while since you've done this crazy membership drop. I'm just saying just been a while since you've been like active in stream, which I get it, you know everybody's busy, stuff like that. But I do appreciate the ongoing support through the channel memberships and then when you randomly drop in like this. So yeah. Gnomed Eco Santa, gnomed me, exactly. Yeah, so Gnome, the way that it works though is it's completely random. So Gnome dropped 50, which covers about a quarter of the people watching the live stream. And now we get to watch Dancing Me here or here, depending on where, if you're watching vertical or not. We get to watch that pop up for a long time. I'll let it run for a while. Gnomed is not on a budget. Well, you do have to enable gifts. Yes, you're right. You do. If y'all didn't know, it's weird because as a creator, that's not something that I think when I have gifted enabled for myself, it enables it for, you know, getting it for other channels. But so I haven't given that much thought. But yeah, enable channel gifts if you want to get a gifted membership for, you know, fun Dino Nuggets. And this thing is messing with my where is it at? Yeah, we got Dino Nuggets, we got Jensen, we got Lisa Sue. We got we got fun stuff for the members. Does this work? And we got tater tots too. Anyways, you stream at my typically odd hours. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully you can catch up with the you know, with the streams whenever you can. Just see what's going on, but I appreciate it every time, so thank you. You do get the videos. The most recent video, I'm curious how that will do long term for that new company. Cause yeah, not having any Intel or NVIDIA, not having any AMD products is a little odd. How do you enable it? It should somewhere in the YouTube settings. It looks different for me as a creator, so I I can't point that out. 8HOJ, yep, you just got it gifted. Thanks for the gift, it said JD. So yeah, thank you to Gnome again. What's a good GPU to pair with the Ryzen 5 2600? I would pair a RX 580 with it. I would pair a 1070 Ti. Yep, 1660 Super, 1660 Ti, 1660 regular, I would pair with that. Yeah, for sure. Is a 3060 12GB Zotac for 200 good? I think it's a little bit overpriced. 12GB Zotac. I would not pay that, but I think that might be the average going price. Now that I see that you're talking about the 12GB. Where is it? We can just take a look. eBay. Let's see what the eBay price is. Yeah, so you can get an EVGA one, which I do like more. What kind of parts are you looking for today? We're just browsing Craigslist, but mostly graphics cards and CPUs, because everything else is really easy to get. Those are the two things that are like the primary drivers in a PC. But yeah, so 200 for it good? I wouldn't say good. Yeah, it looks like that's the going price. Here's a Zotac one for 12, and you might be looking at eBay for it. Honestly, I would probably get the EVGA one over the Zotac. But I would say, I mean, when you look on eBay, that's the max you should pay for it, because buying it local or from like Hardware Swap or something should be cheaper. Wait, we got Rodrigo7250. Welcome to Nerd on a Big Budget. Wait, did I see that? No, we saw that earlier. Okay. Yes. It's because that chat's going. 200 seems to be the average price. Yeah. We got a super chat from LBC Finest. Is a AMD Ryzen 5 7600, 6-core, and AMD RX 7600 a good beginner build? You could probably save a little money. The 7600 is not that powerful of a card. 3 years? Oh my god, 36. Yes, we started this 3 years ago in October. The memberships. How has the time flown this much? Thank you, Craig Lilly, for your ongoing, unwavering support. I appreciate it. Craig has me well beat. You guys are in different categories. You guys have contributed quite a bit. So I appreciate you all. But yeah, he has you beat in the category of longest standing membership run. But I think you definitely have him beat in channel membership donations. But getting back to this. So the Ryzen 7600, you could pair those two together. I think you could up the graphics card quite a bit. Like in this case, I would almost try to save some money going with the 7500F and then seeing if I can squeeze in a little bit stronger of a graphics card. There's nothing wrong with this combo right here. But for gaming, if you want to maximize your gaming performance, I get a slightly better graphics card. You're not going to go much better than a 7600 XT though. Because, or you can get a used card. You might be able to get better value on a used card. Let me look this up quick. So how much does a 7600 go for? So 7600 goes for 250. For 250, you can get a 6700 XT, which beats it. And has more VRAM. Let's see how much a 7600 XT goes for. It's going to be used, But yeah, 240 plus 11 delivery. This is a Challenger version. 240. So they're about the same price. 260 for the Gigabyte one. Except this is gonna have 12 gigabytes of VRAM and be a better card than the 7600. So, if you're buying all brand new, then I guess the 7600 isn't the worst, like, deal. But it depends if you can buy used or not. Game 6 Clay says, Danny, I was able to get a used 7900 X3D for 300. What do you think that was a good buy? Considering the 7800 X3Ds were how much? You can't even get them anymore. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty solid. 7800 X3D. How much is 7900? So this is... They're supposed to be lower than this. It's just... We're dealing in some weird times right now where everybody has bought it and made it sold out. 7900 X3D... yeah, so you got it for even cheaper than a regular 7900X. Except you got the X3D version for 300. I would say that's a super solid pickup. Thank you. I will make the upgrade for sure. And here, if you didn't know, let's see. Where are you going to get your 7600 from? So let's look at the price difference. Because these are 120. So, like, I don't know if you're going to buy your, what is it? Did you say 7600? So, Ryzen 7600 is, does Newegg not have, what's the Newegg price? Okay, so close to 200, Amazon or Newegg. You can get the 7500F, which isn't, like, for the money you're saving, this is the better, like, performance per dollar spent. Because you're talking about $70 less. Or, like, more than 33% off. And that money saved, putting it towards a better graphics card, will yield better gaming results. Gaming leverages the graphics card in the majority of games. I know some are CPU heavy, but if we're going to look on average, it would be better to save money and put it more towards the graphics card. And that's not even saying that the 7500F is bad or anything. This is just crazy good value. 120 bucks for this compared to, you know, 200-ish for the 7600. So that would be my recommendations. This is AliExpress though. You know, it doesn't come with a cooler, which you can still buy a $20 cooler and come in less with a better cooler. And there's no long-term warranty. I don't know though. How many people have, aside from recently with Intel, how many people have had to send in their CPUs for RMAs? I'm sure it happens, but percentage-wise, it's gotta be like very low. We're talking single digit, if not like 1 or sub 1%, I would imagine. we got the emojis in the house, yeah. I spent $800 on a high-end gaming PC, but I got most parts very low on sale. How much should I sell it? I don't know. What is it? You didn't list any of the parts or show any pictures. We do have a Discord server. We do have a Discord server for people to post their builds that they do. Like, look at this gallery of all these builds. You can show off builds you've done or show off builds that you plan to resell and flip. And we also have a stream submissions channel, which I think someone asked. Oh, yeah, people posted in here. Let's check this out. All right, we are an hour and a half into stream. We did do a fair amount of Craigslist looking, even though I always get off topic. But what did we got posted today? I just caught this guy. Wait, I just caught this guy in the act scamming on Craigslist. Reverse image search. Be careful out there. Ooh, we got some. All right, let's take a look. What is this? This is from Daniel. So what do we got here? This person's scamming. So this, where is this? 9, I don't know these area codes or zip codes. But let me see. Daniel, you still in here? Ivan Lee says, hello, how are you? Sorry I'm late for stream. First of all, no need to apologize if you're late for the stream. The stream happens live, so I do understand people are eating dinner or doing stuff, getting off of work. No worries about being late. We're always here for the same 2 to 2.5 hour segment. Just come when you can. But Daniel, are you still here? I think you actually asked about this earlier, but I didn't want to get too off topic. So you said, caught this guy in the act scamming on Craigslist. You mean you just found it on reverse image search? Cryptocurrency okay. Yeah, I'm here. He took picture from the 650 guy in Hollywood. Oh, I see. So this is the legit one, and this is Hollywood, and then in Philadelphia, trying to sell it for $250. 4 days ago, 7 days ago. So it just stole all the same pictures, huh? Yeah, if you look at the pictures down here, when I go back and forth between them, they are the same. A little bit like rearranged around, but they're the same. Especially these last 3 pictures right here. They don't even change. But PC is like new. Specs on the last picture. Okay. It looks like you might have confronted them. Right here, I see some messages going on. So did you confront them? They both accused each other of scamming. Well, this person has it listed for a more reasonable price. Very reasonable price. An i7 and then a 3060 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM with SSD. Like 650 actually seems like a pretty good deal for the specs. It could be a scam, but it's nowhere near as much of a scam as listing for 250 saying cryptocurrency is okay. That's funny. Typical. They even do rental home scams. How do you fall for a rental home scam? Like, you eventually have to check it out and get the keys and stuff like that. I guess trying to do like the only scam I can see is not with the rental home itself, but more of the pre-processing, like having a fee to apply and stuff like that, or having a fee to reserve it, and then they just run away with your fee money. But I that must be it. They find one that looks for sale, clone it, and do the deposit first type of scam. Okay, exactly what I was imagining. Got it. Yeah, put down an application fee. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think I found before, or my wife, I should say, found the townhome that we were living in through Craigslist, and you know, I guess we could have gotten scammed. No, we called someone, we saw it in person, they had the keys. So I guess stuff like that, maybe in more competitive markets like, I don't know, San Francisco, LA, or New York or something, where people are willing to give money before even physically seeing it, I can see that happening. But yeah, I feel like if you're like smart about it, it's very difficult to get scammed with, like, you know, real estate or renting. I'm not back to roller skating yet. I need to. No, it would be today. Next week. I'm saying it right now, Extreme Zone. Next week, I'm going to the rink, whether or not my foot likes it when I try it on in the garage or not. Yeah. It's been so end of June so July, August, September, October. 4 months since I've skated. How's it been 4 months since my foot had its issue? Where has the time gone? But no, I'm definitely getting back into it though. I think about it often. I'm just afraid my wife brought this up. If roller skating was what caused my foot issue to begin with, because I was going a lot. I was going multiple times a week for the whole session, which was like 3 hours. And I would go pretty much nonstop, like not take many breaks. So just the way that roller skating works, like you are on like your edges a lot, and you are like on your ankle mobility, stuff like that. That was the only thing that I was doing that would be hard on my, like, physically on my foot, and I was going hard for a good amount of time there. So I'm afraid that's what caused the injury, but we'll see. Next week I will be going back. No, so I do have all the parts of the custom skates. I did want to make a video on it, so I have not built them yet. Plus my whole foot injury kind of put a hold on that. So I do have everything I need to put them together. It's just because I want to film it, I'm getting anxiety about making the video. So, yeah. I got a Ryzen 5900X for 204. Was that a steal for me? 5900X. I don't know how much 5900Xs are actually going for. Goki the God. Let's take a look. 5900X. I don't give much mind to i9s and Ryzen 9s and like their prices. So on Amazon you can get 5900X brand new for 260. You got it for 204. How much is it going for in the used market though is the question. I feel like for 200 bucks, most people would rather get the 5700X 3D. But we'll see. Used ones, you definitely got it for lower than they're going. 5900X from Comp Success with 35,000 sales and 99%. Used ones are going for 180, it looks like. Here's one for under 200. So was that a steal? Does not seem like a steal. It seems like the going rate. If you bought it local, considering tax on this would be like, for me, like 18 bucks. It's about the same price. If you bought it used locally and didn't pay tax, it's pretty much the same as getting it on eBay and paying, you know, the tax on it. So, got it off Amazon, brand new. Okay, so brand new makes it a little different because brand new, they are going for closer to 250 to 260. So yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. Some people don't value it being new versus used though, because it's going to all perform the same. So, I mean, you get a little bit longer of a warranty. I don't know if that's ever going to be used because CPUs usually don't have problems. So, yeah. I wouldn't say it's a steal, though. Not a steal. Even though you got it for 200 brand new on Amazon, the fact that you could get alternative CPUs that perform the same or even better for cheaper, when you consider used parts, like, you know, but not a bad pickup at all. Especially if you only, you know, if you're not comfortable with the used market. Rodriguez says, "Hey Danny, I noticed in your LAN party play. Oh, I have music in it? Huh. Can people add to my playlist? I swear sometimes, let me see. I did not know that. I don't even add stuff. I like literally, except for my own videos, I don't make playlists. So I must have accidentally clicked on something to add it to whatever recent playlist, which hopefully that music is not embarrassing. Okay, let me see this playlist. Playlist, LAN party stories. Videos. What music do I have in here? Oh, Barely Legal by White Panda. Okay. Is that the only one? I was listening to White Panda recently. Here, I can... How do I go to share this playlist? Thanks for pointing that out, though. I'll get that removed. So, if we go to LAN Party Stories, they were talking about here, for some reason, this is in here. Which, if you guys like mashup music, the White Panda is great. Oh, thank goodness this isn't something embarrassing. Like, I don't know, Rebecca Black Friday or something. Which I do go occasionally to check on that song and video every once in a while, just to see how it's doing. But yeah, this is pretty normal. This is just a mashup. But let me get that removed. Thanks for the heads up. How do I remove this? Remove from playlist. There we go. Okay. Yo, how's it going? Have you tried New World 8 Eternium? I have not. Okay, I'm going to be honest, and my friend Jesse, who tried it out recently, put it best. I need to go to what he said in Discord to read this out. Because I think just watching the content, I agree. Plus, it's buy to play, so I'm having too much fun in Throne and Liberty, which is completely free to play. So there's no reason for me to jump over into New World unless I get really bored. But what did he say about it? New World. Alright, he said, I downloaded New World. I played the tutorial plus the quest and uninstalled it for after an hour. Honestly, Throne and Liberty is way more polished and New World wants 60 out of you. Graphics at their very high ultra settings felt like I was playing an image enhanced Fable 2. Which is, when he said it looked like an image enhanced Fable 2, that was like exactly what I thought about when I was like, what is wrong with New World's graphics that looks weird or odd to me? And yeah, it's like, honestly, I think New World's graphics look like garbage. And I know graphics isn't everything in an MMO, but the theme with the conquistadors and muskets and stuff like that's not the type of MMO genres that I like to play. I like, you know, medieval fantasy type stuff. And the New World is more like settlers and, you know, not pilgrims, but like Spanish conquistadors looking aesthetics with their armor pieces and stuff. So I'm just not into the whole New World aesthetic. Plus, just looking at it versus Throne and Liberty, it does not look like the type of game that I would prefer. So I'm just sticking to Throne and Liberty, yeah. Pictures are in the Discord. Okay. I've been into Once Human. Decent game. Once Human. That's also that's the free-to-play open world. Not MMORPG, but like larger scale maps and stuff. I haven't tried that one yet. Okay. So you posted it. Where did you post it? In stream submissions. Oh, wait. And we were looking at the Robert. Robert fixed it. Let me get through this one real quick. $50 PC from the one time on Craigslist. Full gaming case, EVJ, motherboard, X79 with Corsair AIO, no GPU or storage, listing say computer case. Lady selling her son's old PC. Nice pictures. I like the putting it outside aesthetic. For how much you said? $50, and you got, just for the motherboard alone, it was probably worth that much at the time you picked it up. But nice grab. All right, where did you post it? Okay, pictures are there in the Discord. Oh, you posted the new setup? Is this you? 11, wait, there's multiple of these in here. PC looks a bit stumpy, yeah. Still sad. Fable, I loved Fable 1. Like, when Fable came out, the idea of shaping yourself to be either evil or good, and like shaping your destiny, that the concept of that in a game was so good, but the execution of it, I think fell a little bit short. Like the way that they were describing it, it felt like there would be so much more to deciding those types of things in the game, when the game, for the most part, it changes your appearance either evil or good, and then the storylines have slight differences in them depending on if you choose to kill people or save them, etc. It did not live up to my expectations of what it was supposed to be originally. And then I never played Fable 2 or 3, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like now in 2024, you know, how many years after the fact, the tech is there to make a true game of like good and evil and like to go in depth with it with more polished graphics and gameplay. But we'll see. They are making another Fable. I don't have much hope for it though. Something about the aesthetics of the Fable franchise always felt a bit off to me. Night Zero. Alright, so which one is Ape? Which one is... Oh, no. Taken Ape? Take Nape? Take Nap E? First one, Ryzen 7. Okay, this one right here. So you said, I spent $800 on half of the stuff, and it's pure performance build, and it's clean, but it's worth total somewhere $1,200 to $1,300. Just want your opinion. Wait, where were the specs? Did you list them earlier in the chat and I missed it? Where was it? I can't find it in the chat. Can you post the specs here in just for other people to see too? So 5800X and a 4060. I don't know if a 5800X 4060 PC would be worth 12 to 1300. A 4060 is what, like a how much are for like 280? $280 graphics card, 290. Yeah, so they're like under $300. A 5800X, given like I bought a 5800X for like 120 from someone on the Discord server, but I don't know if I would even consider this really over $1,000 PC unless there's anything else going on in here, right? Chat, would you agree or not? Yeah, we're talking a 4060 and a Ryzen 7 5800X. You said you built it. You spent $800 on half of the stuff? How much did you spend total on it is the question, though. You can't just say you spent $800 on half when how much did the other half cost? You have to consider what everything costs going into the build. Unless you somehow got stuff for free or something, but... You spent $470? You're talking US dollars? Okay. This is, so you're saying you spent $470 on the Ryzen 7 5800X, which is how much are these things worth now? There's no way. It's not even worth that much. I can't tell if this is bait or not. Yeah, 5800X, unless you bought this, like, when it came out, 5800Xs go for $160. Okay? Did you get scammed? Yeah, it looks like it. If this isn't bait. This is Jason Whitmer in disguise, exactly. And then $350 for a 4060. Yeah, that's overpriced. Is the PNY version actually going for that much? If this is a bit, I don't understand it. But the PNY 4060 goes for $294. So unless you're not in the US and you're talking in a different currency, you overpaid. Unfortunately. So, yeah. The issue is that... So, I'm questioning whether or not you're being legit or if you're just trolling. Because people have trolled regarding stuff like this. Which I don't understand because it's not really funny. Just pretending that you got a bad deal on stuff. But, yeah. You did the 3-fan. I mean, even with the 3-fan... how much is a 3-fan? Okay, what the heck? Why is the 3-fan going for... That doesn't make it worth that much more. It's... Okay. The 3-fan card... We're talking a 4060 here. 2 versus 3-fan... To me, honestly, I do not care. A 4060 does not need 3 fans to keep it cool. 2 fans, 1 fan would be sufficient. I understand, yeah, it's 3 fans can make it run quieter. I don't think it's worth paying a $50 premium. A lot of people argue that a 4060 in general isn't worth paying for at all, but I don't go that far. How are we doing on time? All right, an hour and 40 minutes. So, yeah, I'm trying to focus on chat more because we did spend a lot of time looking at the browser. But let me check to make sure everything's going okay on the analytics side of things. Okay, so we're doing good. He spent... wait, what do we got here? Is the 7600X too weak? No, it's not. A 4070 and a 7600X, that pairs well. This is a good pairing. You could pair a 7600X with a 4070, 4060, 4060 Ti, 4070. I would go with 4070 Super. Honestly, I would be okay with pairing a 4080 with the 7600X. You're going to be playing at 1440p ultra settings. You're going to be doing things that are going to still be fully utilizing the graphics card. Even maybe 4K. Like, the 7600X is very capable. Brandon Russell says, worst mistake in my life was not scooping up a 4070 Ti Super for $350 from my friend. Dang, that is a horrible mistake. Unless your friend sold it and got more than $350 for it, because then your friend made money and you didn't, just get a really good deal from your friend. But if they sold it to $350 to somebody else, a random stranger, then yeah, that was a mistake on your part because you should have gotten that deal. Is the 1660 any good for budget wise? Yes, I like the 1660. Don't spend more than like 60 or 70 bucks on it though. Oh, dang, that person got lucky. Or what? Why would you sell it for so cheap? You could sell a 4070 Ti Super with zero effort for like 500 bucks. You list that on Hardware Swap, people will be fighting over it. Interesting that they sold it for so cheap. Some people, I guess, would rather help others out. Unfortunately, he didn't help you out, but instead helped it some other random stranger. So dang, you missed out. 1660 Super or RX 580? I would go with the 1660 Super. The RX 580 is great and all, but a 1660 Super is closer to a 1070, which does outperform a 580, even with the VRAM differences. Like, 8 gigabytes of VRAM is great and all, but when the rest of the card isn't really up to par, which overall, a 1660 Super will perform better than an 8 gigabyte 580, is what I'm trying to say. He's a rich kid who got a 4090 the same time as a birthday gift. Oh, okay. Rich kid, huh? Still. Do people not like to have backup hardware on hand? Like, what if your 4090... I don't know. I feel like even if I got a better graphics card, I would still keep the old one for a bit, just in case something went wrong. Or yeah, selling it to a friend. So, 1660 Ti, brand new, around... No, it is not. Okay. Brand new doesn't mean anything when the performance of the card is worse than something you can buy brand new for 200 bucks. So we will go to my trusty hierarchy chart, and by mine I mean Tom's Hardware, and they do good testing. So let's take a look. Assuming 1080p Ultra, because that would be what that card would be considered. $200 for a 1660 Ti. Where is that on this chart? That is... Where's the 16 series? Ah, here it is. 1660 Ti. You see this down here? Look at the RX 6600. Look at the difference between the two. This is floating around 45-ish, 45 to 50 FPS territory. This is above 60. And you can get an RX 6600 brand new, and it's newer, for 200 bucks as well. And you can buy it for even cheaper, like closer to 160-ish, I think. 150, 160 on eBay, compared to a 1660 Ti. Yeah, brand new for a card that old, it doesn't mean anything if you're gonna end up using it. So is 3050 better than a 1660? Where's the 3050 on here? It is. Yeah. Not that much better, but it is better. How much are 3050s going for now? That's actually a card that I haven't thought about for a while. 3050s are still going for 170. Huh. 160, 170. When you can just get a 6600. What's the used prices looking like? You can buy a renewed one right here for 174. So why would you buy a 3050 if you're in the US? Again, I don't know all the different markets. Some people aren't fortunate enough to have Amazon Newegg in US pricing, so I do try to consider that whenever I can. Oh, okay. Do we save the screwdriver for next week? I can't believe I forgot to do it again. I have it right here. So, I was gonna unbox this ratcheting screwdriver at the beginning of this stream. It is literally laying this right here this entire time, and I forgot to. I usually like to do the unboxings of stuff at the beginning of streams, so I'm tempted to do it at the start of next week's stream. I was supposed to open this last week. This has been sitting here for like 3 weeks now. I just keep on forgetting it, because, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no, what just happened to the live chat on that window? Is it still going? Okay, it's still going. No, do it now. Yes, the 3050 quote unquote sucks. Kind of. I would buy a 3050 if it was cheap enough. If it was like 70 bucks, I would buy it. Now, please unbox now. You got... Okay, what's the chat looking like? What the heck? Why did my Chrome just randomly crash? Okay. Alright, we got a lot of people here. So let's end this stream with an unboxing. Yeah, because usually at the beginning of streams, it takes people to trickle in so they would miss it. So, this is a screwdriver, and we have... what's it called? Like, I like to collect... I don't have all my ratcheting screwdrivers out, but I'm trying to collect budget ratcheting screwdrivers. So, this one I bought for... I put it on the Discord server on the deals. Okay. So, yeah, I posted this on there. This is what I bought. $7.99. Normally, it's only 10 bucks. So, even at the full price, this thing is pretty cheap. But look at this. It's got bit storage. It's got, I think that's a changeable shaft length. I forgot who it was. It's one of the viewers, the regular stream viewers. They said they bought this one, I think, at Walmart online. Was it Rodrigo? It doesn't say ratcheting, though. Oh, wait. Is this not ratcheting? Oh, no. Oh, no. Is this not a ratcheting screwdriver? I might have just messed up. I could have sworn it said ratcheting. Oh no. Guys, I have ADHD and I'm dyslexic. This happens often if you guys have been watching the stream. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I might have just goofed. But here it is. Man, I gotta go change the Discord post because I don't want to. Not ratcheting screwdriver. This is not ratcheting. Is there a ratcheting version that's a little bit more? And did I just mess up because I bought the cheaper one? But let's take a look at this. Oh my goodness. I apologize. Hopefully it's still a good quality screwdriver. Regardless. Alright. Let's take a look at this thing. First of all, wait up. Is this not really clear? What? Is this just a graphic? I thought this would be like a translucent plastic material. But it is not. Amazon would be okay with returns. But, alright. Let's take a look at this. Return incoming. I done screwed up, guys. I am sorry. Okay, we gotta go look at before the stream ends. But, so you can hear the internal bit storage. Let's take a look at this. If this thing would focus. So you... oh no, this comes out. Okay, so we do have adjustable shaft length, like so. So it could be, you know, different lengths. And it just pops out, and it's got these like notches in the shaft. Come on, this camera, I swear to... Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it does have these notches, which is how it grips on and changes lengths. And then we do have the different bits in the storage. So no ratcheting. Oh man, I screwed up. I think I'll keep this though for $8 for a length changing, all the bits included screwdriver. I could, dude. I don't know how, but my screwdrivers are just all over the place. I need to be more organized about my tools, outside of my studio, like in my garage. So yeah, I don't know if this would be any higher. Does Harbor Freight have something like this? I mean, the only thing that's, I guess, unique about this then is the adjustable shaft and bit storage in it. Yeah, I'll keep this. This was my mistake, but I'll keep it and use it. Are you up to triple digit? Yeah, right. To get up to over 99 screwdrivers? No way. Like adjustable or ratcheting screwdrivers, I'm still like probably around getting close to like 10-ish. I have a lot of like fixed length, you know, head screwdrivers, but these adjustable or ratcheting ones, I'm building the collection. Okay, we gotta take a look at this on Amazon. Is there another? So I bought this one already. Where? If this thing pops up. Here, well, it's right here. Is this a ratcheting version? This is it right here. Unless this is the mini version. Yeah, I totally, for some reason, thought it was ratcheting. Because I can't read, apparently. I have this set too, and I have a bunch of different ones that aren't on here. Why did I put Amazon ratchet screwdriver in the search? I do not need to include that. Here's a Klein one. Okay, so does this pop up? Aside from this one, I'm trying to look for that translucent one. Craftsman one. I do not see this one on here. I swear when I found it, it was the thing about Amazon, especially for like the lower end, like super cheap stuff. Listings get put up and taken down all the time. Yeah, I wouldn't have been searching for anything but ratcheting in the search bar. I wouldn't have just put in normal screwdriver when I came across it. I only like ratcheting ones. Oh, look at this one. Is this one ratcheting? It's not. Oh, wait. Metric. This one is, and magnetic bit. With no internal storage, though. And this is hex. But, yeah, I done goofed. I'm sorry to anyone who expected ratcheting and didn't get it. If you didn't think it was worth the $8 or however much you spent on it, hopefully you returned it. I wish someone would have told me, though, after buying it, because I would have definitely changed it on the Discord server so that it didn't fool people. But yeah. You need to try the Walmart one that I got. So the Walmart one you got, Stang, were you the one who brought up the one that looked like this from the Walmart website and it's ratcheting? I've been using the TikTok ad screwdrivers and they're actually good. Yeah, I think, I mean, most of this stuff comes from China anyway. So whether you see it on TikTok or on Amazon, you're just overpaying for it. So we screwing y'all. What is up, Ryan? We got Ryan, Death Tech, Jawas, one and only in the house. We are not screwing anything. We are just, I got misled. No, this was on my part. I didn't read the listing, Ryan. I thought this was a ratcheting screwdriver. It's just a normal screwdriver with an adjustable shaft and bit storage. I played myself, as they would say. I played myself. How much storage do you suggest? No, it was different. It's the Heart brand. Okay. How much storage do you suggest people to have? 1 terabyte or more or less? I would say nowadays, if you're a gamer, especially, I guess if you're gaming or doing like video editing stuff, 1 terabyte at the minimum. But 1 terabyte isn't cutting it if you want to hold like 3, 4, 5 AAA title games at the same time. Because the games are getting to be like 60, 70 gigs. In some cases, I think Fortnite's 100 gigs. Why? When I recently installed Fortnite, it was like 100 gigs, like at the end of it. So yeah, if you're playing multiple games, 1 terabyte goes really quick. So, but I would say 1 terabyte at the bare minimum. If you're on a budget, like $300, $400, $500, then I could see 512 or you know, half a terabyte being okay. But if not, then yeah. Longest shaft I've ever seen. Almost too long for normal screwing. Okay. Okay, Dad. Fortnite is 100 gigs with Save World. Can you install? Did I not install just Battle Royale mode? I might have to go uninstall it and reinstall it. Again, me not reading. I might have just did the default or something when I installed it. Yeah. If you can afford 2 terabytes, do it. Yeah. The issue is, see, what was it? Last summer, 2 terabyte drives were going for NVMe Gen 4 drives. We're going for what, 60 bucks, 70 bucks? If you want one now, I mean, we're looking at what, over 110 bucks. Actually, this one's Gen 4. This is the Silicon Power one is 100 bucks. So you're looking at closer to like 100 bucks, yeah. For 2 terabytes. Compared to 60, actually, can we look at the price history with the vetted add-on? Does it go that far back to when these things were, let me see, 1 year? 85 with, okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find a different model. That might be easier. Like the Western, the issue is the history doesn't work when there's new models that come out. The price history, so let me see. There was it for 90, or was it over a year ago? Like a year and a half ago, before prices went up for whatever reason. You should just buy as much storage as it doesn't bother you to pay for. That is a good point. Storage is something that, for the most part, once you put in your system, it's just kind of set it and forget it. Don't think about it until it fills up. And then when you upgrade systems and you move it to the next one, storage is something that can follow you around for a long time, similar to a power supply or a case. It's not like a graphics card or CPU where you're looking like, oh, I want to upgrade storage, unless you're like on really old storage. But like, if you buy a 2 terabyte SSD now, I'm saying this, but I would imagine in 3 years' time, you will still get just as much good use out of that SSD and are not looking to upgrade it because the next newer best thing is out there, compared to like a graphics card or a CPU. But I don't know. How much bigger are we going to go storage-wise in SSDs? It's definitely slowed down. Like, there was a huge ramp up from like 128 to 256 to half terabyte to 1 terabyte. And then now, I feel like over the course of, so about 10 years ago, I was myself on like a 256 SSD, I think. We're talking 10-year span here. And we're only at 2 terabytes now. Just looking at how fast tech or like storage has improved in each like 5 or 10 year span, wouldn't you have thought that we have been by this point easily into more common 4 to 8 terabyte SSDs? 4 terabytes is goated, yeah, but I would still consider 4 terabyte a little bit more of a premium though. Mechanical is better for long form storage. I think bigger storage is only needed if we have to move around bigger storage. Yeah, like for me it would be project files for like videos and stuff like that. Some of my project files, like the LAN party storage, are in the hundreds of gigabytes, so that would fill up a 1 terabyte super fast. Okay, what are we looking at? Okay, we are at the 2 hour mark. I gotta go. Me and Melissa have dinner plans at home, but I'm sure she's starving right now, so she's waiting on me to eat. So we gotta wrap this up. My chat highlighter broke. Give me 1 second. Okay, we are back. What's my favorite game? I don't know what my favorite game is, honestly. there have been iconic games throughout my lifetime that I still hold, like, you know, near and dear feelings for. But right now, I'm on my Throne and Liberty kick, so it is my favorite game at the moment, as in I am sinking the most hours into it. But eventually, I'm going to get bored of it or move on or something probably. And then, yeah, favorite game. How do you answer that? I mean, easily World of Warcraft, even though I'm not playing that right now. But, yeah, I love MMOs. I don't know why. My favorite game is Mass Effect. I've played Mass Effect. I've never finished a Mass Effect game. It is a struggle for me to finish single player games. I don't know why. After a while, yeah. Something about the persistent MMO worlds, like, catches my attention way more than single player games. So. Rate my stream submission. What did you submit? Stream submissions. Rodrigo, what did you submit? Oh, this right here? Who's... Okay. I don't know, Rodrigo. Which person are you? Hey, Logan! Are you in the house right now? I do like your setup that you posted here. There's the build. Here's Logan, MGLR. But wait, Rodrigo. Hognat. Oh, okay. You gotta change your name. Otherwise, I don't know who's who. Okay, Oh, from last week's stream submissions, I see. Yes. Okay. Pre-built to sell on Facebook. Spent $250 plus $100. So, $350. 1660 Super. I had a Ryzen 5. Wait, you had... Did you include the price of a Ryzen 3600 into it? Because at some point, you didn't just get a 3600, right? Like, how much did you spend in total? Which I know it's kind of hard to gauge if you bought this a long time ago at MSRP and now it's not worth as much anymore, but at least use like average pricing or something, just, you know, the total value in the PC. 16 gigs of RAM, so 3600 with the 1660 Super. 650 watt Corsair PSU, gigabyte mobile Wi-Fi adapter. Just sold it for $480, all used parts. Second PC I've ever built. Did you do anything wrong? $480 for a Ryzen 5 3600 1660 Super. That seems... So, it's a little bit older hardware. I think a lot of people would say this is overpriced, $480, but you got the sale done, so hopefully the person is happy with the PC. Yeah, this is an older case too, because I'm guessing that's an acrylic side panel and not tempered glass, which means it just scratches easier and permanently. I mean, you profited, let's see, you put 350, maybe 400 if you include the price of the Ryzen processor. I mean, you made potentially $80 out of it, which is fine. You spent 100 on the 1660 Super. I feel like that's a bit expensive to be spending on it. I understand not everyone gets as good of deals, but I feel like you can put in like an RX 580 or something, which those you can lower the price of the PC, but also put in a lower graphics card and profit a bit more. But I mean, you made $80 at the end of the day on a flip on a used build. I think you did fine, especially if that's your second build, you say. All used parts, second PC I ever built. Yeah, so I think you did fine. Danny's server list be looking sus. Okay, what looks sus over here? This is Jason's server. This is mod Jason Whitmer. Aside from this, what looks so sus? What the heck? Some of this stuff is stuff that I joined for like MMOs. Adventure. This is a like Photoshop. What's it called? Thumbnail maker Discord. This is my Throne and Liberty Guild Discord. Here's mine. This is the LAN Party Stories crew. Deadlock. I don't even know why I'm in this one. I don't even play Deadlock. But yeah, this is mod Jason Whitmer's server. So that's why there's that anime girl picture there. But that's not too sus. Sword of Convalaria. I was playing that for a bit. Fallout 76. This is all normal stuff. What are you guys talking about? And yes, I am bad about looking at my notifications. I understand that. Alright. no more browser. We're gonna wrap up the stream in the next 5 or so minutes here. So, just gonna chill with the chat. Does Ryzen 9000 have better compatibility with 4 RAM? I have not looked into that, honestly. Most builds that I do not use 4 modules of RAM. Yeah, I don't know. And when you talk about compatibility, are you talking about just for the higher, tighter timings and higher speeds ones? I would imagine with typical 6000 CL30 stuff, it shouldn't be a problem, but I haven't looked into it regarding 2 versus 4. So you're talking about just the standard speeds? Yeah, I haven't looked into that. I just like you're bringing it up, I have heard about the issues with it, but I mean, if you stick with the QVL, the qualified vendors list, as well as if the RAM itself says that it's compatible, I would imagine that would have been checked. But then you're talking about 2 versus 4, and 2 is definitely more common to find 32 gig kits across 2 than 4. Do they have 4x8 DDR5 stuff? I'm not gonna bring back up the browser, but I feel like 8 GB sticks are definitely, I think they exist, but it's definitely not the common way for them to sell the RAM. So, are you dressing up for Halloween? Yes, we are going to one get together that will be a Halloween party, and that's stressing me out because I don't want to be the only person there without an outfit or a Halloween costume. But I also don't want to do a Halloween costume just because I'm lazy. So I gotta figure out a Halloween costume. Andres Yepe says, are Xeon combos prone to causing lag, or are you doing something wrong? What do you mean by lag? You talking about literally when you're in Windows trying to open up something, or you talking about gaming? I don't understand the question. And also, Xeon combos spans a very wide range of processors and motherboards. What generation in Xeon did you get? So in gaming, okay, so your Windows and stuff and browsing, watching YouTube, all that's not because some, have y'all used old PCs before where literally opening up my computer or documents and stuff, you can feel split second stuttering and lagging. So I wasn't sure what you meant, but you're talking about in gaming lag? When you say lag, do you mean drop FPS drops? Because when I think lag, I think of rubber banding and stuff like that. Are you saying lag lower performance, either average or a lot of stuttering and micro stuttering? Put a bunch of your ratcheting screwdrivers in your pockets and call yourself Inspect Ratchet. For some reason, I was thinking Inspector Gadget when you said that, but yes, frame drops. Okay, so now we have to go into what Xeon do you have. Better to post this on Discord because we are ending stream now, but I mean, did you get the same Xeon and motherboard that I did in the video that I showed? Because that's a relatively more modern one. It's within the last decade. If you're using the lower end ones, because Xeons, I mean, they make Xeons that have, what was it, 6 core 12 thread. I think I saw a 4 core 8 thread one. And then they make them go all the way down to like, you know, low twos. I don't know if I've seen any in like the like really low clock speed ranges, but not all Xeons are the same. So you might just be using an older or a very underperforming Xeon for the titles you're trying to play. I would not say all Xeons are prone to lag, but yeah, post the more specific model of the Xeon and motherboard, and maybe we can help you out in the Discord server. How long did it take you to edit a LAN party video? I would say it's like a full-time job. Like, I usually do it in a week or two over the span of like 40 to 50 hours. And that's just straight editing. And as you can imagine, editing like 24 hours of footage down to 2 can get mind-numbingly like draining. And then when you watch it again to try to cut it down more, and you watch it again, and you watch it again, a lot of it is watching it. The first watch through is like, all right, what can I take out that's like not even important? And then you're still left with like a 5-hour segment of like stuff that you're like, all right, what's also not as important or not interesting? And then you're down to like a 4-hour segment. And you gotta keep on doing that. It's very draining compared to making like a 10-15 minute video. It's very, very different. Yeah. What is the best idea for a LAN party if my guests do not have a PC? Do a console LAN party. I don't know if consoles have System Link anymore, but you could all just connect on the internet. Or, yeah, how does that work? I don't know how consoles work. I haven't had a console for over a decade. So, best idea for having a LAN party. So unless you have a console or PC or that has to give the ability for everyone to game, I don't know if it would be considered a LAN party. If they have laptops, you could play League of Legends in-house ARAM. You could play really old games like Quake, Unreal Tournament, some of the older one, 2004. But if they don't have a physical system, I don't know how it would be considered a LAN party. Yo, what's up, Sean? We're just about to end the stream, actually, so... Is it good to buy an ROG Zephyrus G14 laptop? That is a very random... ROG anything, and I think the Zephyrus is like the nicer line of laptops, right? How much are these things? Like, looking at one that has a 3070 in it with the Ryzen 9. So we're talking like around $1,500 laptop, it sounds like. Is that a good idea? I wouldn't know. I would have to do the research on the specific laptops and what would be comparable. I just, for me, ROG just kind of always has that premium tax on it compared to some of the other companies and their laptops, so... I managed to get a 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte from Flip for $270. How good of a deal is that? How much are those normally? Right now. It's because of that 16 gigabytes and they're freaking overcharged for it. 4060 Ti... So, the 8 gigabyte version is $400. You said 270? Okay. But you got the 16 gig one? Yeah, 270 sounds like a really good price from Flips. So you mean you just flip stuff and then, or you bought something, flipped the rest of the system, and kept the 4060 Ti. Yeah, I mean, that's really good. It was also brand new and sealed. Yeah, I mean, that's solid. As much as people complained about the 4060 Ti 8 gig and then complained about the 4060 Ti when they charged more for the 16 gig version, I mean, you got it for, well, you got it for under $300. So I don't think there's much complaining to be doing there. There's not bad hardware is what they say. Only bad prices. There's some bad hardware if it burns your house down. But other than that, there's not really bad hardware for the most part. Oh, Flip is an app? You got it from Flip? What is Flip? That sounds familiar, actually. Is it kind of like OfferUp? Is that the new thing on the streets? Flip. Flip. Shop grocery deals. Flip.shop. What is this? Vegan and cruelty-free products. What? There's like, when I type in Flip, there's like multiple Flip apps. But there's Flip.shop and then Flip for groceries. And I'm assuming you didn't get it from the groceries one. They really need to make a Micro Center in Seattle. I agree. I've been asking for it for years now. I think they will. I think the issue is Seattle's very expensive. So for them to open one up to get the, like, in a prime location, it just the property is just so expensive. Or I guess rent, I guess. And they probably feel like there are other higher priority, lower costs for operations areas while still, you know, I think you open up a Micro Center in any kind of relatively high population town, it's going to be successful. Like, yeah. So having one in Seattle might not benefit them as much compared to how much it would cost. So I don't know. We'll see. I feel like they will come here one day. Just hopefully within the next 5 years. I don't know if I want to wait a decade for Micro Center to come to Seattle. Not me searching for... Oh, that's one that we can do. I'm going to put this in the stream submissions. Because AliExpress has all... It's pretty much you're going to find the same stuff except cheaper than Amazon. Yeah, so that sounds like actually a fun thing to do for one of these upcoming streams. Just like when we're winding down. So I put that in the stream submissions. Let's see. Having a Micro Center by my area is not a huge... Oh, having a Micro Center by my area is not a huge town, but it's amazing. If they open one up in Seattle, I hope I'm invited to the opening event or they sponsor me to do content for their opening in Seattle. They pay, I swear, they pay Jay and Austin and Bitwit, like every new Micro Center that opens up, they pay like the same creators to like fly to different states for the grand openings. I think Toasty Bros had a sponsorship in one of the grand openings. I think Greg might have had one too. I can't remember all of them, but I know like Jay has been going to like every grand opening and like building a PC or doing something. So like if they had one in Seattle, I would love to do a sponsored video, you know, with the grand opening and doing something cool. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't worked with Micro Center in a while. I think they probably started viewing me as a channel that is not as profitable for them, unfortunately, because I don't know, I don't get enough views or I do too much used content. But yeah. Oh yeah, Seattle is huge. I'm going to the Micro Center in Charlotte, North Carolina next Thursday. Pick up a new GPU. Nice. Yeah, man. I would love to have one locally just to look at their open box deals. Micro Center in Seattle could be bad depending... Oh, why would you say that? Where they would be located. Let's say they opened it up in Fry's. Where that Fry's closed down. So in Renton. Would you say that's bad or good? And where would a bad location be? Like, if it was in downtown or something, yeah, that'd be horrible. And no one trying to pay for street parking. And no one's trying to go through traffic and stuff to go to Micro Center. Like, please have it kind of away from the main downtown area. I used to go to that Fry's. Okay, yeah. Seattle's the last corner of the United States. They don't have one. They have one in all three corners. Yeah, what? Florida, California, or in the Northeast. Where's the Micro Center up there? Is there one in New York? But yeah, they don't have one in Oregon or Washington. Crime risks need to be mitigated before they open anywhere. It'd be close enough to people to support their cost of being there. True. Put it in the Space Needle? Yeah, right. Okay, you're not finding anything? Okay, yeah, I'll take a look, and then potentially one of the streams too. That'd be fun to look at. I can't wait for the Santa Clara. They're opening another one in California in early 2025. It'll only be an hour away. How far is Santa Clara from Tustin? Santa Clara. Oh, we're talking San Jose. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's very far from very far from Tustin. There are two in Atlanta and one is in a sketchy-ish area. Yeah, I wish there was a Micro Center in Alaska. What is stopping them? Besides money. But they will make money if they open it up in all these places that we're asking for it. See, the last thing I'm going to do here, browser. Here's where they are. Where's the thing where I could submit? Join the conversation. Dive in discussion. Yeah, where do I go to request the one from my area? Jeez, wait. New York. Okay, who has the most? Ohio has 3 Micro Centers. California has only 1, but they're about to have 2, which is surprising given how long California is. Yeah, New York has 4? And we can't even get 1 in Seattle? They should just take over the old Fry's building. I haven't driven by there. Like, does anyone know what they're going to do with that Fry's building? It's 7 hours away, Santa Clara to Tustin, yeah. I can see why they're opening another one there. California is essentially 2 states. There's NorCal and SouthCal. And it's definitely... It's like the same length as Washington to Oregon. Like tip to tip. So... Just give us one. I like... The thing is, I've asked on Twitter plenty of times. And they always give generic responses. I want to talk to a human being that is up in the company and ask why. I want like a human response, not just like a corporate Twitter account response. As who knows? We'll see. Like, why have you not considered Seattle? Give me the details. How much more expensive is it to operate in Seattle compared to like another state? If they ship their stuff, then we wouldn't have to worry about where they're at. But shipping costs start to kill the discounts that they give. Then it makes it no different than ordering from Amazon. Like, yeah. Maybe the taxes too, yeah. I mean, yeah. Washington is a very progressive state, and we do have some of the higher sales tax in the country, so... And then for corporate taxes and stuff, I don't imagine that being any better. Alright, y'all. Somehow we have managed to push this to 2.5 hours tonight. So, upcoming content. Brad has not been in the chat, but I do have a very interesting multi-part pickup video coming up. But before that, there's a Temu revisit video. Because I checked out Temu and what they had to offer for the PC hardware space almost exactly a year ago. And it was looking pretty bleak. But I'm doing like a refresh to that video. Because Temu actually has PC hardware now. As much as Temu is kind of like a meme. The content on it is always fun to make. So there's that. Then there's like a how many graphics card, like 10 plus graphics card pickup video from one of the viewers, as well as some other stuff. So yeah, lots of content in the pipeline. But if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, you can catch me there throughout the week. And then yeah, we will see you all back here next week, same time as always, 5 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday. So I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week. And have a great weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you around on the internet or next week, same time as always. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.